Hey, Theron. Xavier's RC, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Oh, watch later on. All right. Sounds good. What are you doing, Theron? Oh, man. I'm tired. Got it just a little bit early just to make sure everything is working. Okay, sweet. And it's charging, so we're good. And that and that. All right. Jesus. That's excessive. Brett, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. That's really nice. Yeah. Oh. Gary, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Brett, how do I like the hot racing LCG transmission? So far, so good. Kiddo used it in his C3 all weekend at Crawlapalooza, and he did great. He finished all 3 courses, even stayed in the negative on, I believe, 2 of the courses. So that was really exciting. He was super happy that he was able to get courses finished this year. That was a huge thing. So far, so good. And it really works well for him because it is geared so low. So when he hits the trigger, it doesn't go bonkers. Wait till you see the new Exo transmission. So you're saying I should wait, Gary? Do you know if it happens to have just standard SCX6 or SCX10 bolt patterns and things? Because if that's the case, I am very, very excited for that. Oh my goodness, this thing is massive. Is that really just a standard? Okay, it is. All right. Sweet. So as soon as I can... Batteries have been charging. Oh, goodness. We'll finish charging batteries after this so that thing doesn't keep going off all crazy. Ivan, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so is that guy. Oh, I don't have the pivot ball. It's in the truck. So turns out, and I found out on day 1 at Crawlapalooza, SCX6 rod ends are in fact breakable. So here's the Panhard for the SCX6. As you see, it is very large. Here's like a standard like upper or lower for like a Vanquish VS410. So quite a bit of size difference. So day one, Crawlapalooza Thursday night, we all went out. We're just kind of cruising. And I was like, oh, I'll take it easy. I'll drive the SCX6. It's pretty much well bulletproof and everything. I hit second gear and kind of sent it. And I broke it. Day one. Oh my goodness. Broke the panhard rod in right here. Clean off. Like completely clean off. So then, obviously, without that, it doesn't want to steer or do much of anything. And I still planned on trailing with the SCX6 a bit. And come Saturday, there was still an SCX6 event. So we did some looking and everything around Friday morning and found that a VS410 rear lower is the same length as the SCX6 panhard. So we popped out the pivot balls because they take the larger M4s and whatnot, and I was able to get it in there at least enough to make it go. But since then, we have ordered some new rods, so we can get this thing back up and ready to rock and roll. Indy, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Oh my goodness. Just think, I got lowers that are out for delivery tomorrow. Hey, Jake. The lowers on here ought to be excessively fun to put on tomorrow. They're 10 millimeter rods. They are excessive. And they're awesome. Might help if I get all this old material off. Brett, how did you end up getting the VFD in my? I just put the VFD in a regular SCX6 flat skid and put it where I wanted it to and drilled the holes. Fish Crawler Parts does make SCX10 flat skids that accept the VFD, so that is an option as well. But yeah, all I did was just drill it and put it in. Goodness gracious. So this goes there, this goes there. Okay. Whew. Rod end is fixed. So we can get the SCX6 back up and running. We do have a new servo for the SCX6 because thanks to Jake driving, we first place in the SCX6 event at Crawlapalooza won a 5th scale servo. So we do have a big servo, and I just got in the mail. I just got the extended servo horn from NSDRC to go with this as well. So as soon as I find the adapter, because there are adapters that come with the 6 to put in a true 5th scale, and I cannot find mine. One of the local guys, he just bought one, and I don't think he's upgrading servos yet. So I'm going to see if by any chance I can order the replacement and then steal his for the weekend, and then give him the new bag when it comes in, because I really want to get this in and drive this 6.6 more, because the S66 is so much freaking fun. That comp, the S66 event, was a blast. I honestly thoroughly enjoyed it, as much, if not more, than driving the normal 1/10 comps, because it was just something about that truck. So it was a blast. Andy, those original VXT tires I sucked. They done great Sunday. A little aggressive, but worked. Need to break them in some more. Nice. Yeah, that compound on the original VXTs was just never quite my thing. The compound on the VXT2s, really good. And I guess the new Falcon tires have the same compound. So definitely thinking about trying to set up those as well. Maybe put those on the Phoenix to keep it more of a scale tire. Nick, good evening. How about those S66s? Yes, that was they are fun and a blast, and we do have a new local one that just popped up. One of the local guys grabbed one today, so it'll be nice to have more of those around. I think maybe hopefully we'll see a few more pop up here locally, and we can maybe do some S66 things. I know a couple people at our comp next month, they're bringing their SCX6 with them, so maybe we'll get out and do some stuff there too. Indy, hope the time treats me good. I want one of those launches. Yes, I wish tax season would treat me good, but it's just, I know it just doesn't. It does not like me. Raymond, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. And you see Vanquish released the new, yes, the Falcon Wild Peak. Yeah, and it's like a 4.6 tall tire, so should be smaller than the VXT. Oh man. So it should look really good at 4.6 if that's the true size. Will make it a good fit on a lot of trucks, especially for like without cutting as much and stuff like that. So that is going to be really exciting. Really want this Honcho. Yes. Let's see. I think there was about 10 SCX6s entered in the class. All of those were Honchos except for one Jeep. There was only one Jeep. Now, granted, there was 15 or 16 entries because my SCX6 got ran 6 times. I ran it. My sister ran it. Tommy ran it. Jonathan's kids ran it. Jake ran it. Yeah, lots of people ran my truck. It ended up getting used. It was just the town SCX6, if you will. And it survived, which is more than anything. Now, I tell you, like where we were having this SCX6 comp, you can see in the video, you can see down low. So, like, that is a significant drop. That is a very, very dangerous area. On top of the fact that Crawlapalooza was just those rocks and stuff like that. It's dangerous where we had a guy wiped out on day one, and he ended up having to get someone loaded him up in a Razor or Can-Am and took him to the hospital. He had to get stitches and some other stuff. Luckily, he came out okay. So, all good there. Can always go real, real bad, real quick. But having that 6 on the edge of that drop off, if you will, can get a little sketchy, especially when someone else is driving your truck. I know a couple times my sister was like, "Oh, catch it if it falls." I was like, no, I will catch my truck before I let it tumble 15, 20 feet down. It's pretty tough. That's a big drop, and that is a big truck. Also, one thing that, those are 25, 30-pound trucks. So when it starts rolling, it can easily take you with it. So it's just kind of one of those, if it happens, it happens. Just try to get out the way and let the truck go. As much as I do love, obviously I don't want anything to happen to the 6, but if it were to go, just let it go. It's just too big to try to catch it safely. Mir, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. The VXT, yeah, the original VXT is a 465, but like the VXT2s, they're a 4.75 tall tire, but they do tend to dwarf regular 4.75 tall tires, especially with different foams and stuff. Like I think I got these with these foams, they're knocking almost 5 inches, but the actual tire itself is 475. So with nothing in them in the stock foams, they are very close to that. Raymond, what do you think my class one? Looks good. It's definitely coming along very, very well. Here, I want the F250 Super Body for mine, just for the hunt now. Yes. Yeah, yeah, Vincent getting those done. That actually, those dude look pretty good. And the fact that that hard body is lighter than the Jeep body is pretty impressive. That you can pull a Lexan body off, put a hard body on it, and it'd be lighter. So that is definitely a plus. So got the servo horn for that. Got some new electronics for the kiddo. Got him a new 1080 ESC and a new servo winch for his class 2, which is currently in the rebuilding process. An extensive rebuild. So we'll put that stuff down there for him. Links are fixed for the 6. So what else can we get? Cut myself wide open on live stream. That'd be terrible. It's a hard body for the SX6. Came with a, I don't know what it originally was, but it came with everything, and it is actually lighter than the Jeep body with the full interior and the cage and everything else. So that's pretty funny. For me, I can laugh about that because it's pretty entertaining. Nice. Okay, sweet, no tub. We are going to do yes, Raymond, yeah, the new G13 Pro. Here's the box. It is currently in the class 2. That thing is wild. It's just wild. That's just the easiest way to say it. I think I just ordered one more. I might have ordered 2 more. I have more. I've ordered plenty more for them. Oh, okay. Okay. Are these all the same? No, I have 3 short ones. So where's the short ones go? I have a feeling one short one goes here. Blinder Guy RC, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Gary, the Vico WeatherComp series kicks off Sunday. Can't wait. 1 comp month until February. Drop your worst score, and then you get 1 drop. Nice. That's always good when it's something like that. So we have one event here, our kind of end of the year thing. We do have quite a bit of people coming down for that, so definitely excited to get that going. This will be our last Sorka run of the year, which straight from Crawlapalooza to coming back, and it's like, okay, now I got to get all the trucks back to Sorka status, and then new rules drop out. Actually, new rules probably be out before our event, in fact. So, yeah, so, oh no. New rules will probably be out before our event, but it'll be okay. Just gives us, more, of a challenge. So to try to get all that done, because I'm not going to go too crazy. I know some people have been asking on some of the videos about some builds and whatnot, but I was like, we're going to let it roll. We have, like I said, there are new rules and everything else coming out. So um, definitely take it kind of easy in some of those parts. Okay, that was the wrong one. Haven't seen an 80s model yet, but that'd be way cool. That would be pretty sweet, just to see some of the the older ones out there. Yeah, I agree. That'd be pretty sweet. Now let's see the new Chevy for the SCX6. That is a Blazer. So it is not just it's not a normal K10 pickup. That is a Blazer. Um, so that's definitely interesting. For sure there. I am curious to see how the whole body and everything goes, because whether you get the Honcho or the 10 or the Jeep, both have the hidden body mount system. So that's to take into consideration. Both of them have decent interiors. So are they going to make that Blazer to where you can take, say, your Jeep interior and swap it over and install it? That would be a cool option. Is it going to have bumpers to go with it? Some form of grill assembly, I would assume, so it can attach rather than body post, because honestly, that's one cool thing with the 6. No body posts. Trying very hard not to break this. Gary, we run Sork almost all year round, summer series and San Diego winter series. Thank goodness, nice. Yeah, we throw some Sork comps off and on here and there, kind of depending on how everyone's doing and stuff like that. But okay. So yeah, it kind of really just depends on how everyone is doing, what everyone's kind of feeling, stuff like that. But like our main ones, I know, Jake, I'm trying not to break this. Paid a good amount. What interior? This is one I showed you the other day, Theron. Hold on. Let me get it. Finish putting it back together. So, I guess. So, yeah, this is a Tamiya Bug interior from Spare Time Hobbies. I was scrolling around on the trip back from Crawlapalooza, and I saw they had shared these files. And I was like, that's really nice. So, basically, here's your tub. It has a built-in fuel cell and everything. It'll have a roll bar that goes in right here and has a dash, steering wheel, and seats. Now they do have full options for like a full tube for like the underneath here, but I wasn't sure on my clearance and everything, so I had it made. I ordered it without that, so I could just use carpet or foam, fabric, whatever as the floorboard. So really excited about this. This should fit in there really, really nice, and hopefully not interfere with my engine or anything else for that matter. We will find out here shortly. Wish there were some weekend comps. Oh, indeed. Wish there were some weekend comps. For me, they have Halloween, Hall and Crawl, last week in Savory. Met Joe from Exo Cage again. Nice. He's a really nice dude. For sure. I liked hanging out with him at Nationals. Screw you, Jake. And Dallas. So there was a set of wheels that I was looking at that I have looked at for quite some time, but they have been out of stock. And while we were there at Crawlapalooza, someone had said wheels in stock. And Dallas felt the need to go over and purchase said wheels before I could go back over there, because she is a lovely sister. Now Jake is building said wheels and just sending me pictures again and again so I can watch. and see the wheels that I don't have. So yes, Raymond, yeah, I'm building an interior right now. We'll get the C2 down here in just a second. I just want to get some of this done here. Just trying to be careful, you know, and not break anything. Nice. Indy, speaking of pink, was able to snag a set of VP pink wheels last night. Present ahead of Christmas. Nice. I saw those. I was like, sweet, I will snag them in a minute. And then I went back online, and they were gone. So, story of my life. I just any like the breast cancer, anything like that. Like, I don't care who makes it. Like, I will try to just buy it, to support it. Plain and simple. I have plenty of family members that have had it, survived, and fought through and everything. So any chance I got, I get to support something like that. I try very, very hard. They look good too. They were like the 310s, I think, weren't they? No, they weren't the 310s. They were, what were they? I don't remember. Either way, they look good. But I did pick up another set of pink wheels from someone that was offering. So we'll have another new set. And I got these super shafty pink ones too, which I love those wheels. They are my one of my class 2 setups. So they actually do get used and driven. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to do the glues to that and then bolts to something else. Shift just, yes, Gary, that is what I picked up. I think Hibby posted some in the chat, and I was like, oh, those look cool. So I like pink wheels. I will, like I said, if it's for supporting breast cancer, stuff like that, I will most likely try to purchase it. Just one of those things I enjoy, and plus I just like wheels. I like wheels a lot, so it never hurts me when I buy more sets of wheels by any means. Screw that one. Remind me, I need to order another set of Vanquish tools and tips. Because these are just better. And cool thing, oh, this is almost done, so you guys will be able to actually see it. Oh, you got to set sweet was in the budget. Yeah, the only thing, they are 2.2s, so we'll see if I decide to stretch some 1.9s on them or just shelve them just to have them. We will see. Time will tell. Who knows? I'm debating on taking the gold ones off, and I'm thinking about moving 2.2s to the C1 as well. But not quite sure yet what I want to do. But we do have a Carmworks Reaper V2 on the way. Skid, links are on the way. I do have axles for it already, so we are definitely getting there. So yes, here's the base of the interior. Like I said, we have the dash, has a fuel cell in there, so built-in scale point, and it has this roll bar, so also more scale points. Always good, because I have to C2 is easy to hit 50 points on, especially with chassis mount servo and stuff. It's kind of a cakewalk to hit 50 points in C2 with a hard body. C1 also, I'm just a few points shy of 60 right now because when I put all back together, I didn't go full Sorka build because I didn't have to have all the points yet because I didn't need them at Crawlapalooza. So now it is time. So now it's like, okay, and I need to figure out some points here. Interior done. So this should go in just like that. And that actually looks pretty good. Just kind of fits in there, and then you can really see it right there on the back. So question is, does it interfere with anything? It does not. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Man, that worked out great. So, nice. That just makes me all kinds of happy. And that was just a perfect little fit in there. So now, we'll set you right there. Yeah, I'll look up real quick. There was something special about attaching the seats. So I just want to double check. Indeed. Oh, dig servo I thought was locked up. Decided to start working. Again, unplugged it. Use servo, started working. See me through. Nice. Sometimes turn it off and back on again just really does wonders. It does. Fortunately, that's what happened to Kiddo's truck during his last C2 run. His truck took a tumble. Everything shut off. So he had to pull off course, do an off-course repair, and then everything just started working again. Which unfortunately, because he lost the minute for the repair, it did cost him from finishing. So that was his only course this weekend. He did not finish, was that last class 2 course of the day. Which Crawlapalooza overall went great for, I think, all of us. I know Theron had a blast. Theron also drove really, really well out there and everything too. So overall, a great weekend for sure. Just, it was fun. I got all of my courses knocked out. Actually went negative on all courses except that last C2 course. I went +3 because I started speeding at the end and then skipped. Started speeding at the end and then skipped the last bonus and stuff like that. So I just kind of rushed. I just wanted to get all of the courses done. Where did I get the bug body rim? eBay. Searching on eBay. They are hard to find now. They're very hard to find. And it's very hard to find one complete at that. Usually you'll just be able to find just the front half, and then you have to hunt down the grill and other accessories that go with it. But luckily, I said I had one left there, so it was good. But yeah, they're very hard to find right now. I actually need to try to find another one myself just to have a backup, just in case. But also, new things come out soon, so who knows what all is. Who knows what all is going to happen? There are some things that is going to be interesting, to say the least. There are some things that are going to be interesting. Okay. So, anytime, just like that. Okay. I need a couple small screws. We'll set this guy over there. Gary, Lexan here for C2 and C3. C2 is at 55 points currently with no drop hit. Only hard body is going on C1 to get 60 points. Yeah, I've pointed out the Lexan before. Hard bodies are immensely easier to point out, and honestly, I'm starting to get a little bit better at getting some builds and stuff going. So it's definitely, and also body choice. Like this body honestly doesn't weigh much at all. It is not immensely heavier than some of the Lexan bodies out there. Obviously, some Lexans, yes, will be lighter, but overall, this thing is very, very light. So definitely nice to have a lighter body. I have all these random screws here. None of them are the right size. That sucks, yeah. Who makes it? It's Tamiya. Tamiya makes all the hard bodies. Just Tamiya makes all the hard bodies, and then they'll do other things. But yeah, Tamiya makes the Ford, the Bug, the Holiday Buggy, all the good ones. The Super Brat, they're all Tamiya bodies. Almost traded my C1 for an X-Max. Still thinking about it. I hate to let it go. Man, X-Maxes are fun. It's just every time I think about getting back into it and bashing, I just can't do it. I don't bash enough to justify getting rid of any of mine. I just don't. That'll work. Ooh, squeaky chair. But super excited about this chair because also wife found me a new comfy chair here. Swivels, reclines, and does all sorts of things. And I'm really excited about it because my bar stool sucked. So Jake, you can have all the chairs now. One of the expert teammates has like 4 of those. He keeps them as spare. He's got a few cheap and snag them all. Yes, if you find spare ones, snag them. Like if you have a body that you do like and enjoy, definitely snag one. So that's what this one was. This was a spare and a backup, but ended up just using it all the way through because I couldn't end up using what was left of the other one. So I do keep Lexa cut bodies with interiors. Side business. Just open up my own company here soon. More than just body. Excited to get it off the ground. Nice. That sounds very exciting. One second, Alexander. Let me check. That's a good question. 1 second. Verifying. Sorry, I had to go check some things. The wife couldn't reach things. So, disaster avoided. Width in millimeters. Roughly about 160 millimeters at the widest part of the doors. And I'm building this for class 2. Xavier's RC, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. And I have some more small bolts somewhere. It's like you always have stuff until you don't need it. Nope. Either way. So that's just going to stay right in there. And that goes right there. Sweet. Just double check again. That is how everything goes together. Sweet. So who got the? Oh. Yes, Jake, he did. He still won't let me forget it. He beat all of us too. Well, he beat everyone except for the other Jake in that course. So there is that. He did not just beat me. He only beat me by 1. He beat all of us. So during Crawlpalooza, the highlight, thanks to, I don't know if they're watching, but Jake and Timmy from Missouri, we had our whole group together and they were doing good. We've learned, and Timmy knows too, like when you're running your kid through, it tends to work better if you are not his spotter or winch person, his true guy. Like you can be there and help out a little bit, but it drives immensely better if I'm not there. It's like it's not as much pressure or whatever or anything like that. So Timmy was out guiding him around through all the courses, and Kiddo landed a perfect -40 on one of the Class 2 courses, which was stellar. Won a perfect run anytime is awesome. But then was able to actually put it together at a big event and all that too. So it was just even better. Super, super happy with how everything went this weekend. I think these. Oh, okay. So those are just going to glue in there. So yeah, he was super excited about the -40, and he let everybody know. And then I went up a couple runs later, and I was perfect until gate 10, and there was a lot of stuff going on and a lot of conversing, and I started to go up the wrong gate. Actually, the wrong area. I was actually trying to go. Here's gate 10. Here's gate 9. I was trying to go in between the two, and I had room. If I had paid attention just that quick second sooner, I could have bailed out and came around. But at an instinct, with the wrong gate, I hit reverse, which ruined the perfect score. Came around and then went through gate 10. So I ended up with like a -39, which is still a solid run. It was just so close and just missed it. But it is what it is. It happens. Unfortunately, sometimes it happens. But I did manage a perfect run in Class 1 as well. Several good runs there. And honestly, it was just, aside from some mental errors, I definitely could have seen going even more this last weekend. Definitely could have seen more -40 runs from myself, for sure. As I said, it was mental things, little mental errors. Little mental errors, just not quite paying enough attention, made the difference in some of the scores. But overall, super happy with my overall performance and everything like that. It's definitely the most fun I've had at a large event thus far. It was just an absolute blast from start to finish, hands down. Because I think I ended up 13th overall in Class 1, 28th in Class 2, and 15th in Class 3. Now, for Class 2, there was 125 drivers, so it was packed. Class 2 was very, very, very large class. Xavier and Raymond, yes, this is the Sand Scorcher body. I think there's one other name or release for it, but Sand Scorcher body works and covers everything just fine. You're currently doing my first from first Lexan comp body for someone. Everything up till now has been rigged for people brave me and have custom work done. Nice. Pointed out. Sounds good. Exhibit RC. So I got a servo for my trail rig. It's about 10 or 11 pounds. The servo came out of a 5th scale rig, but the servo is meant for A scale. Might have to make it fit. Yeah, that sounds. Some of those will. There's a lot of fitments. Some of those in between. Because sometimes they're 8th scale and they're actually like 10th scale and stuff like that. So, yeah, all goes well. Sweet. And perfect. So we can make that happen. Even if for now I use a tape that will work. Just so I can get an idea of how everything is. And then add everything up real quick. Those will just set in there like that. Yeah, servo locks, my 1/10 buddies send to me. I'm sure it'll be strong. Oh yeah, it should be plenty good and strong. And then if I just do a little bit of some carpet, I'll have to find some fabric later, but either way, we have the gist of the idea. Make a little bracket for those tomorrow, probably. How much was the body? Like I said, it just depends. It's on eBay. Sometimes you can get them for a decent price for 20 or 30 bucks for just the main portion. Otherwise, they can go upwards of $80 to $100 to try to get everything. It really depends on if you can get lucky with it or not and get everything. You do a little trimming there. That servo does come out just a little bit more, but overall, that actually came out pretty sweet. And let me just add up some stuff here because I forgot. So I have sliders. I have a roof rack. full hard body. That is a interior roll bar. We'll give you plastic. We'll give you one. Front rear bumpers, chassis mount servo, transfer case, and an engine. 37. And then non-functional. 1, 2, 3, 4. Totally lost count there. Plus chassis servo plus transfer case plus engine. And this will be a 3D interior, just won't be custom, so it'll give me 4. Then 1, 2, 3 non-functional, and then functional 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, we're good. We're at 50. I just couldn't math. Should I vent Dallas's new C2 trenches? Yes, you always vent tires. Yes, vent tires. Raymond found one for $62 for the whole kit. That's not bad. If that has everything, the bumper and all the stuff, that's a pretty good deal for $60. Xavier, do I have a 3D printed? No, I do not. I do have things 3D printed for me. A lot, but I myself do not have a 3D printer. I've tried. I don't have the patience or the time with the amount of other stuff I do. So, that's just the body with no grill and everything else for $62. Alexander, does it rub a lot on the wheel? Are you keeping arches or cutting, moving it up? It is staying just like this. Everything clears. Full articulation. Everything clears. Nothing touches. Nothing rubs. And on the rear here, what I did on the rear, I just cut them up and then used my heat gun and flared them out. So they just come out flat like that. And then the engine actually fit perfectly in the chassis, and everything there went really, really well. There we go. See, how do I keep the front end from unloading during uphill? I mean, a lot of that's in your shock position and your overall weight bias and stuff like that. I run very short. I run 80mm shocks, and you see, I don't have much, if any, travel in my trucks. Not much flex or anything else like that. And I do have, with my weight bias and everything, with full aluminum axles and brass and everything up front, we're supposed to be, my trucks are quite pigs. All of my trucks are on the heavy side, but it's how I like them. It's how I like to build and everything else. So a lot of tuning and work. Foams too can help you start getting some of the stiffer rear foams to kind of help that pressure up there. Springs, shock oil, and position are going to be huge and in the tuning part of it. And you will spend a lot of time tuning. And every truck is different. Yes, you can have some general stuff to get the truck going, but when it comes down to the fine tuning and everything like that, it takes work. 62 on my team scored them. Yeah, when I got this one, I picked up the bike for like $20. Like I said, you just gotta look. You just got to keep an eye out on them. Like I have several different ones that I've purchased from, and they're just watching. And anytime there's a price drop or something like that, I get my notifications and then I go snag one. Um, so I do with several bodies that I've been looking at and stuff like that. But when's the next high-low video? Honestly, right now, nothing's changed. There will be probably just some general crawling videos and stuff like that, but I don't know if I have any specific VFD or high-low videos planned at the moment. At this point, the truck's fully done. Kiddo doesn't do a whole lot of Sorka stuff, or when we do, generally the kids, we just let the kids. Don't need them quite worrying or freaking out about points and stuff like that. So we just kind of let them drive. So at this point, his truck's done. Ha, that's what you get, Jake. See, if you guys were nicer about it. I know a guy that probably has several sets of hubs that will fit those wheels here. But you guys want to be rude? Oh, that's the whole everything. Yeah, for 62 bucks, and that's not bad. For the whole everything is a pretty good deal. Yeah, eBay. That's where, yeah, you just got to look around and find some. So right now, I don't need the full everything kit. I'll probably just find some little extra pieces here and there. I was hoping to find someone tinkering with the carry bearing on one for the rear drive shaft. Yeah, I haven't messed with any of that. I have no need for that on mine. I just got a really long drive shaft, and everything seemed to work really well. I haven't. I've seen people use the carrier and they do like it. It's not something that I'm messing with on, especially since he's the one driving it. The less moving and things that can break or go wrong on his trucks, the better. I try to actually. It's probably why his trucks do so good. And honestly, like if I drove them, I would be very happy with them. Is because I keep everything as simple as it can be on his trucks. I don't go crazy. I don't do a whole lot of craziness on his. I keep it as simple as I can. Just like I know some Ford motor mounts or stuff like that would be really nice beneficial wise, but I mean, he just uses most of his builds as a standard 3-gear transmission with a Ford motor mount of some kind, or that LCG one, just to get the motor forward, get everything as low as I can, and it's simple. Keep everything as simple as I can. Yeah, Gary, it's something because the high-low is so long, or just the way the high-low is. But I mean, even at full compression, like my drive shaft, actually, like everything's level. I haven't found it to be a hindrance at all. Even when I drive his or him driving this weekend, I didn't find it to be too bad. Yes, the drive shaft does come down lower than the links, but it's also a wild boar, so it's plastic. It just kind of glides over everything. I've seen the new Nordic Crawl Dragon chassis, insane rear clearance, uses capper bent front links. Yeah, I saw something like that, but I mean, how getting stuff over here from overseas is, I mean, everything's hard to get from one big rock to the next, but it does look pretty good. Is the Capra 4-wheel steer? Yes. Yeah, Capra, just any Capra, doesn't have to be 4-wheel steer or not. A Capra will be in class 3 no matter what, just because of the cage. But a Capra 4-wheel steer definitely would be class 3. And would take a little bit of work to make it a competitive. See, it'll work. You definitely need a winch. get the shocks lowered, get some weight up front, and it can do things, but would take a little bit of work. Recommended foams for a light build. My shocks. Shock question. Foams for a light build. I mean, depending on your tire size, the anti foams and just the single stage soft do great. Even the dual stage, depending on the tire you are using, work good. There are always the Halo foams from Voodoo. Those are made for some really, really light trucks. That's always an option. Force Crawler Innovations always has a ton of foam options and stuff like that. So plenty of options are out there. Really depends on how light of the rig you're talking about and like tire size and stuff too. Not a bad thought. Maybe more. Yeah, that would pass through would be. I think would put too much weight in that rear. Hound stuff. How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, that's Ethan. That's one thing you can look at. The EXO drive shafts. I guess depending on which drive shaft you have, the EXO drive shafts, they have their universals on each end, but that center piece is very thin and low profile. About I'd say about the diameter of a normal width, or the length diameter of a link. So that can take your profile. If you're coming past your link just this much with a shorter drive shaft, you either be even or past it. So that would be a very good option right there. Thank you, Gary. That is a good option. Raymond is G-Shock Class 3. I mean, it just depends. I mean, it all depends on the body and stuff. How you're going to cut it. If you're going to use the sliders and aggressive cuts and stuff like that, more than likely it'll end up that way. I mean, the G-Shot is just the skid is the main different piece made for, the skid's made to work better with the Capra axles. But I mean, I've ran, my C3 was always just regular SX10 skid with Capra axles in it. Always did just fine. But the G-Shot portion of it is mostly, the skid and those sliders. If you are going to use the sliders and have the aggressive boat sides and some other things, then yeah, most likely just because of how much you're cutting, it's going to throw you into Class 3. But if you just do Capra axles on a V3 and you have that G-Shot skid and you just use regular sliders and a not so aggressive cut body, you can run it in Class 2 if you have the tire coverage and stuff like that. And yes, like Gary said, I've had that happen where, yeah, your links may clear and you get hung up, but then your drive shaft spins and it can get you off of the spot. So see, here, I've never used the alt foams. I hear people talk about them, but I've never used them. Yep. Ooh. Oh, Hound stuff. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, sir. Appreciate your content. Just a thanks. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And what Gary said here, yeah, links get hung up. Nothing you can do about it. Drive shaft hits and hangs up. You can use rotation. Yes, that rotation does work at times. So. Okay. RC Tuesday. How's it going? I saw your video on the SX6 thing, and that is my favorite call. Absolute beast. Yes, that was a blast. And everyone up there during that whole thing was just having a great time. So definitely cool to see that, and hopefully we'll start seeing that more. I do know next year already, a couple of us, we are going to expand that SX6 event at Crawlapalooza. and we will expand it to 3 full courses and have a full-on go at it. So definitely excited for that. Interesting thoughts. Well, maybe let's see if it plays a little more. You getting the purpose of the hike. Yeah, and I see that, Ethan. I said it just, it's driving in little bits here and there, even here on mine. The rear of my drive shaft right before the pumpkin, it's exposed more than the links are. So, but it hasn't hindered me of extremely crazy. Hound stuff. Have I tried anything from Artful Dodgers? I've had a few little things for the element stuff, but nothing too crazy. But I know they have a ton of stuff. And I have looked at their chat, the Ground Fox and stuff several times. So maybe here in the future, we will see some stuff going for it. Lucas, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. So that guy right there, Lucas, youngin' out there kicking all over butts, driving his ass off, in fact, all weekend at Crawlapalooza. Super, super nice to finally meet you in person. We've been off and on through Facebook and stuff for a while now. I've always seen his builds and seen him drive and stuff like that. So super, super nice to finally meet you in person. So super awesome. It was a great time. I had a friggin' blast. Alexander, would it be interesting? The owner is a close friend, but he would send you one if you do a build. I mean, I'm always game for new builds. Actually, we do have 2. Like I said, we have a Reaper on the way, and we are working on another build right now. So I'm always game for new builds. Sometimes I can get the chassis or whatever. I just kind of let them off there. I either can rotate, swap some builds around, or wait to acquire parts and stuff like that. So, yeah, as I said, it's definitely on the list. I've been thinking about it for a while. One of our local guys had one for a while, and he liked it. I don't know where it went. I haven't seen it in a while, but it looks good. And actually, I do have something I would like to try on one of the Artful Dodgers, the transmission flip deal. I've been meaning to order several of those, but can never just get there just in time. But at some point, I definitely could see us doing a Ground Fox build for sure. CJB, overall thoughts on the base camp? About to get one. Thanks, watching from the Philippines. Base camp overall is a great truck. Super awesome. It is capable out of the box, and just few little mods here and there. You don't have to go overboard like I did in my base camp build videos, but just a few things here and there. Maybe some electronics and tires and some brass polo covers. The thing does wonders. It is super, super awesome. I do love my base camp a lot. Fortunately, my base camp has been torn apart because I need the axles for something that's coming. So my base camp is currently down for right now, but we'll get it back up here after a little while. Lucas, great to meet you. Great out there. Thank you. I tried. I was super happy though with my overall runs and stuff like that. We've been busy. We've been building a lot of stuff. The class 1 did not have much drive time, honestly, at all. Like I was enough to be comfortable with it, but it was fun. That was a lot of new builds. First time out there on the rocks with the trucks, did great. Super, super happy. So overall, ready for it again. That was a blast. Getting ready for ours here in just a few weeks. And then it's about wintertime. Then we'll start going through redownload stuff, and then we got to get ready for some new rules and see how that stuff turns out. Just went down to the RC room and put stuff away. Nice. All right, Indy. Well, thanks for tuning in. Was a blast, as always, having you come in and hang out. Yeah, your C3 was killer. That looked great out there on the rocks. Actually, after seniors again, reminding me I need to order another junior mortician body just to have one because I love that freaking body. I need to rotate that around a little bit. So I will take this to work tomorrow and make some brackets for that interior. But honestly, that came out really sweet. I like that a lot. And wherever it went, let's see, there. throw some stuff on there and call it good. That's easy, yes. Yeah, second season of that body. Yes, that body's definitely seen some things, but still looked great out there. Second season of the body, I think the CBE wheels on is what made the truck work. Those wheels looked fan-freaking-tastic. And they're those wheels, they do have some advantages and stuff like that. So definitely see that. I mean, you drove it great. I mean, obviously, driver mod is a very important part of that because you drove great, not just in that class, you drove great across all the classes. So obviously, some things are, it's like you know how to drive or something. But listen, overall, I had just an absolute blast all weekend long. So super awesome. It was great seeing everybody again, meeting people, everything like that. So as always, and we have some skill items. We're good to go. Nathan, hey Tim, what's the best way to get cross members for a ground up build? Oh, chassis spacers depends on your chassis. Most everybody, G-Speed, Carmarks, Brazen, everyone has their own recommended widths on their chassis spacers, and most do offer spacers that you can use as well, that you can purchase for them too. So definitely. Depending on your chassis, check to see what their recommended chassis width is and stuff like that. And then from there, if you know the width, then you can search just that millimeter width spacers, and you'll pop up a plethora of them up there. Or if they do offer them, I would recommend go ahead and picking them up if they do. Lucas, that was my sixth. Sorry. Remember, the interior makes it. That is from Spare Time Hobbies. Is where this interior came from. What camera do I use for my live videos? Just a generic webcam. Probably, I would guess from Amazon. I don't know. It was I've had it for a while, and luckily it still worked. And so I just kept using it. If I don't use it, I just use my cell phone. But yeah, I think the one I'm using on there now is it's nothing fancy. Just something, I think it might have been like 10 or 15 bucks at the time when I got it. So I've had it for quite some while, and it's worked. So we'll let it go. But I do also have a mic too. I think the mic has helped out a lot as far as overall audio. I love that MT4 remote for four-wheel steer. Ran 14 front, 10 the rear for tungsten weights. Awesome, nice. Yeah, I was gonna talk about your radio. I said that was I've ran a couple since then, but that notebook, man, I have enjoyed the crap out of that a lot, and it's fit my hand so freaking well. And Jake, let's build a wild 24 scale. No. I mean, if you want to take Tristan's and you guys can build a wild 24 scale, that is fine. Me, I'm not. I just don't like the 24 scale. I should, but I don't. Some extra interiors. Is that the parts map from Persia? So yes, this is one of the Jasper Hobbies parts build trays. I actually need to go through and clean this because I didn't do anything before. I was finishing up all the last minute stuff before Callapalooza. I just kind of left everything here, and now I'm back and I'm already building, and I need to clean it. But this thing is freaking awesome. Like I said, I've used it. I've built a lot of new stuff since I got it, and like I'm here building, and then it's like, oh, I need to go watch a show. I just pick the whole thing up and take it over there and go watch it. Exo's dropping a 24 scale chassis soon. Nice. I mean, let's see. I won Team Garage Hack chassis for the 24 scale, and the other thing. Wherever this metal one is. Oh yeah, the Mofo RC 24 scale stuff. So I'll probably at least just throw the Team Garage Hack rails on Tristan's and probably honestly call it a day. Okay, ran a few others, but man, the control button on the MT4 and 4-wheel steer is insane. Like, is it easy? Because like I've ran the Pro, the DX5 Pro, and that's what I used for a while. I had that extension printed on the knob, but the Noble with the wheels right here. I mean, it for my hand is perfect because I can do everything with one hand. Because I can control the steer, I can winch out and winch in, and everything with just one hand. This has worked really, really good for me. I have been looking at other radios. Just one, it's always nice to see what's out there. What was the other? Is it Radio Link? They have a big new radio coming out too that has like a 42-inch plasma screen, TV here. And it looked pretty good. I haven't seen anything on price or when it was coming out, but always cool to see all the options and stuff. It's a mini version of the L Captain Cheney. Looks exactly the same, just tiny. Nice. Well, we might have to check that out. 24 scale. We might have to do something. Very similar and beeps when centered. Yes, that beeping when it's centered, that the Noble does the same thing. That is an underrated feature because it is so nice to just start flipping the thing and start driving and hey, it's in center. Steve, does that controller have momentary switch for the winch? No. The regular Noble does not. The Noble Pro has a couple different switch things, but I've did a video on the mixing and everything. So I have it where I simply press or hold this switch. My winch comes out. So winch out, I let go, the winch stops, and then I simply with my other finger push the front paddle and I pull the winch in, and then it has it on both sides. So that's also cool. So then I have the wheels here that I use to control my 4-wheel steer. And like Luke's mentioned, the remote tells you when it is centered. So that is super awesome. Only downside is winch on a dial. Ooh, see, with as fast as my winches are, I would probably break something, or I'd crush my little finger. One of the two. I don't think something would go good. Wait a minute, is that the salmon? I'm gonna try this.
Yeah, she came out really, really, really good.
Oh.
It's really hot, but it's so good.
Oh, that's delicious. That's good.
Really good.
I like the seasoning. I love salmon. Salmon's so good. look at that on there. So that would be interesting there. Custom RC. Should I save for my full size truck and get RC stuff? If your full size is broken and you work and stuff depends on the full size, fix full size because you need full size to get you to work to pay for RC stuff. Yeah, switch to the A6 from an Outrunner. So yes. Well, the only mine that makes noise is the Class 2 because I have the Mamba, the Micro X2. But I don't know if you saw the Class 1 run at all, but I have that FureTech in the C1 and with the A6 motor, and then the C3 I got that Silent Assassin with the A6 too. 1 and 3 are dead silent, so I can hear freaking everything that this controller does. But even the Mamba X2 is noticeably quieter than the Micro before, so that FureTech ESC though, that thing's really, really nice. I dig that a lot. I need to get a second one ordered. Carry no food unless you're sharing. Hey, wife brings in food and tells me to try it. I try the food. That's what I do. I mean, I only had like 3 or 4 slices of pizza before I came in here. I'm already hungry again. Best part is I can set the dial and drive so it automatically goes in as I drive. I control the power lift so it won't break. Oh, nice. Okay, that works. That works. Full size, custom RC, full size is 75 cargo. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Daddy's here. Sorry, I'm late. It's okay. You were probably just out reversing around the world on us. Okay, so this is for the Vitamon AR-45. Oh, there we go. Ha! Perfect. Well, that's just convenient. So that goes there. And that goes all the way through there. You see? An action drill. Nice. That's convenient as crap. Oh yeah, that's threaded too. I love those. I love ran those ECs a few times. Like them. Never tried the FureTech. Yeah. Definitely give it a try. I do. I think you like it. Plus, you can. I mean, it's easy to tune with your phone too. That's just super convenient. And change the throttle curve. Change the throttle curve with FureTech. So that is a huge bonus, in my opinion. Is that ability. Other sites have buffer issues and cause my delay. It's okay. I like the other sites kind of slowed it down a little bit, but it's okay. Are you building? Am I building new C2 trucks? So kinda not Sorka C2, but I do have a Reaper on the way, blue carbon fiber Reaper. Got everything ordered for it, so I'm going to make it my our local like cash comp C2 truck because we don't necessarily use Sorka points stuff like that. Or I will just yes, Lucas, I know. I haven't. It's not up here. Yeah, I had to make sure before I left. I made sure everything was good before I left. But yes, so I guess kind of not Sorka, but for like our cash comps or just in general that P scale. So I'm gonna do. I got a Reaper. I will be going Team Garage Hack for motor mount, T case, Air 45s, and got the Boco metal axle mount for the Air 45. So that'll be nice, and it is very good quality as went right on. So super excited about that. This real excited for that. Just waiting on a few things to get here for said the Reaper and just a few things with it. Um, I think it'll be awesome. That'll be my first Reaper, so I'm super excited with that. I said I love the Razor's Edge this weekend in the C1. Just super awesome. Super happy with it. Not me switching X's on my C2 2-3 days before come. There you go. Ken, got the RX Speedy Moon Buggy on. Oh, you got one. Is there a benefit of a narrow axle setup and why? I mean, narrow axle setup. The only thing I see that as a benefit is like class 1. If you really want to run a body and need to get everything inspected, narrow axle is the only thing I've seen work necessarily on that. As far as the RC Speedy, just runs the big old axles. I really want want one of their cages really bad. They have the one that's a direct for the Phoenix, and I think that's what I really want to do. To save up for an RC Speedy. After Internet C2 will have the new Future Pro in it, with the team spec combo. The hole is insane on the drive brake. Nice. I've heard good things about the new Pro. Lucas, love the Reaper. I've had a few of them. Going to be killer. Yes. Yeah, I'm excited about it. With Timmy there that whole weekend, his was running a Reaper. It looked great. Said it's able to all the new things out there. I don't know if you've seen them. I'm sure you have, Lucas. But those EXO chassis, I want to build one of those really bad myself. I just need to just freaking order one is what I need to do. Speaking of EXO chassis, are the colored ones that they debuted at Proline, Gary, are those only for C1? Austin always has yes. Speaking of, also I think the hoodies are shipping too, so that's another thing to be excited about. Man, there's just so much stuff, just cars and builds and everything else out right now. It is just insane. That is too long. Okay, so let's. I'm just gonna do it this way. I don't care if it doesn't look now as pretty, but okay. Was thinking capper front and 10-2 rear with 4-wheel steer. That would be good because that front axle gets you up through there, and then as you exit, you're narrower on the exit. So yes, okay, that's what you mean by that. That yes. Now I understand what you were talking about. I thought you just meant overall narrow axles. So yes, that's what I would. That would be a good choice. Mike up there is going to have full creative choice on panel page up. Ooh, that'll come out good. I was like, just surprise me. I'm going to be happy either way. Just surprise me. That's what I like doing. But yeah, capper front and 10-2 rear. That would be pretty sweet. Wait, portal front straight rear? Throw an Air 45 in the rear. That's what I would do. I would do an Air 45 in the rear. Or you do a Beef Tubes XR width in the front. Then 10-3 or capper rear. I mean, Yeah, I don't know. Portal front, straight rear. Normally it's the other way, isn't it? Yeah. Steve, my buddy pulled the trigger on an RC Speed chassis. I didn't know about them, and now I can't stop looking. Yes, same. I mean, I've known about them. I've just really I've tried to ignore the pages honestly because I do want one really bad. So sometime I will have to snag one. Yeah, definitely nice stuff. Yeah, no, they're not cheap. But honestly, for what you're getting and all that work and everything, you look at those prices, they're not bad prices at all. Um, they're not bad prices for those um, setups at all. Gary, yes, colored only for C1 so far. Dang. So those look sweet. G9000, don't know if this has been asked many times, but are you going to build a G-Speed 1.6? No. I am not going LCG with my SCX6, at least not for some time. If anything, I would need a second SCX6 because I like the SCX6 as it is for trailing and just driving around and stuff like that. But so no, I'm not, unless I get a second one, I am not doing anything LCG. I may, which honestly, now look after doing this X66 event, I do want to save up for a second one. Just maybe not go full crazy, but it would be nice to lighten one up and a little more comp orientated. But I mean, this thing did great, and they were all stock there, and they were just putting in tons of work. So Exo sold out almost everything at Proline and just received a new shipment right before too. Everything on orders restocked soon. If it hasn't already been, nice. Good to hear. Good to hear that stuff. Selling good and getting stuff back in. Ethan was about to say none of those drive shafts are in stock. Well, give him a little bit. Okay, what trucks am I putting the new G13 Pro in? Putting mine in C3 and C2. So yes, my first one is in my C2. The next one I get, I think it's out for delivery tomorrow. That's going to go in my C1. And then I'll try to get a couple more ordered, and then we'll probably all get 2 of them in the C3 because they are wicked. Man, they are wicked. I mean, that's really all there is to say about it. They are wicked. So, that's gonna look nice right there. How is the V orientated on? Okay. Oh, so all that would look good too. So I was wondering how it was going to look, on the servo mounted, the 13 Pro. It would look great either way. Okay, VP sells a fully built 10.2 portal. Just had, oh, okay, yes. Okay, I see what you're talking about now. Okay, gotcha. I forgot those are all back in stock now. So flip the third member to allow the servo on X mount. Yep. Okay, cool. Yes. I was curious. I was like, what? Yeah, I forgot all those are back in stock now. Lucas, definitely going to be a hot sell, especially for the price. Yes, that 13 Pro for its price point, I don't. That's hard to beat, if at all possible. Those specs, and I mean, you've already seen, you've put one in already, haven't you? And ran around for a little bit. It's nuts. So that little video I did the other day, that was on a dead 3S battery, and it was still working it. So I'm waiting. I need to grab a couple inline adapters or a couple of BEC limiters for 1 and 2. So I can save for my winch. The Ninja's only good at 3S, but I want to put 4S, at least on class 2. Class 1, I have to double check. I think that FureTech is 4S capable, but I would need to double check. I can tell through those do it in traversable winch. That's why I went. Yeah. I'm hoping So we haven't heard any. I haven't heard or seen anything. I don't think Lucas has either. But yeah, me myself personally, yes, I'm a fan of internal spool winches. I don't like stuff coming off the spool because it can just happen. Whether you mean to or how everything you have stuff right, it can come off a spool. Um, that's why my ninjas are internal spool, and like especially for the kiddo, I don't like his stuff going crazy. So yes, for the kiddo, I get the Reese 300 comp specs for him because they have decent speed and they have a good amount of power, but they're not crazy fast, so he can control it. And it's internal spool, so I don't have to worry about routing stuff crazy. I don't have to worry about coming off the spool. Like those things have a perfect speed for him, so not slow, not excessively fast. Like some people put like a ninja or some of those in that first time, like they can get away from people real quick because they are that fast. Customers, anyone know Harper links with dark green? I don't know. Oh, oh, there you go. Lucas got you. Thanks, Lucas. Oh yeah, that's right. They're 5S. Yeah, I need to find a nice little 5S bat. Oh, just a small 5S battery from just the servo. That would work. That'd be a good idea. Yeah, you will need a lot of power for that monstrosity that you're making, Ken. For sure. So got y'all take care of there. All right, so that's good. Well, I can even use this still, I think. I need to see if I have servo horns. I don't know if I have servo horns. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Lucas, I got your stuff. Have you started on your thing, Lucas? By the way, 'cause I did, just to get stuff going, but it's going to be delayed at least another week. Monstrosity. Good. Now you have the first set of ankles. I wouldn't say monstrosity is not a bad thing. I love monstrosities. Another thing is sweet. Are you going to be able to come up um, in November? Because you definitely just need to bring that thing because that thing is just cool. That thing is sweet. You've put a ton of work into it. Right now, it's just nice. Um, I was missing a few things and I wanted to get some stuff mocked up on mine, Lucas. So it's chilling. You know what I didn't do well? Needed to take a few more pictures while I was there so I could remember things. Because I'm old and I forget things. And we were drinking. My friend has the Shift XLP winch on the SCX thing, so it does get. Oh man, I don't know if I would trust a 10 scale winch on this thing. I just don't. I mean, that's a 30-pound truck. I mean, I break it. There's no problems breaking winch lines on our 10 scales with the stuff we have, let alone an actual 30-pound truck in a bind. Instead, I converted, well, in the process of getting the stock servo turned into a winch, in which by itself, with my tester, everything works. But when I plug it in and set it up like I do any other winch and use the 3-channel, it won't go. But if I pull it off, put it on my tester, which is a 3-position tester, everything works just fine. But for the life of me, cannot get it to go. So I think it might be something with the receiver. So I will work on that. No, but oh yeah, that's right. You just got that new job. Well, congrats too on the job. I know you're really happy about that one too. So, oh, that's right. And it is getting all its tool work done. Man, that thing is going to be so sweet when it's all done. Lucas, I've got some pictures of me and some. I want to use it. Yes. Yeah, send me some pictures. Because I ran into a couple issues myself. But for right now, I'm just gonna get it up and going for now, and then work on it later. There are a couple things that I'm pretty sure I bought this weekend at Crawlapalooza, and I cannot find them. Wasn't nothing like super crazy. It was just little things that I was looking for, or stuff that I had like on course and had. That's for my castle link. Hey Fairlawn, I don't know if you're still watching, but I found my castle link that was right there the whole time. See if I would just check stuff over once in a while. I can't. I want to start gathering interior parts, getting the Lincoln Howard figure. Nice. That'll look good. I might have taken home with me. Jake, do you have my Vanquish tool, the nut tool, right? I think that's in your track. I think I left it in the Traxxas toolkit. Yes, sweet, thank you. And that was one thing I was looking for because I was using it. I was going to pull wheels off the Phoenix and I couldn't do it because I didn't have the tool. Steve, winch not working is being overbolted or shut down. This happened to me and didn't know. Yeah, it's just weird. This is my BEC. Well, it's the stock BEC. Well, ooh. Actually, that would BEC maybe a bit excessive for the stock servo. I was even thinking about it because everything is going to be direct power, so I'm worried about BEC. So I just cranked everything up, and I think that monster 8S. I think I can put 8.4, 8.7 or something like that. That is probably too much for that stock steering servo. Oh well. Probably, man. This is the only fifth scale servo winch option. Like that Power Hobby makes one. It's like I think it's like 280, and then Reese is like 300 as well. I think, or $400 for the Reese winch. The thing with the SX6, when you just look at it or see people drive around, you're like, oh, that's ridiculous. And then someone gives you the controller, and now you want one. That's the thing. Once you drive an SX6, it's something you enjoy, and it's just something special about it. Jake, Finders Keepers. No Finders Keepers. Brett, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. If that video don't make you laugh, we can't be friends. I will watch it here when I'm done. I have all the volume and everything turned off right now. Steve should work. Just find out the max on the servo. See, I had it plugged in and I changed from, I think it's something with the receiver, and I've been too lazy to swap it out because if I take that servo winch and then take it out of the aux port and I put it into just the standard servo port and run my wheel, the winch goes in and out just like it should. But as soon as I go to get it in and start programming it, for whatever reason, it's just might just be a dead aux on the servo or on the receiver, and I'm just too lazy to change it out. But nonetheless, I haven't needed the winch. I just think it would be nice to have on there. Plus, I do want to start looking at the Vidavon mount and everything up there for the servo and all that stuff. So probably figure out where everything's going to change to and move, and then start working on that. Because honestly, until the next time there's ever an SX6 comp, I don't necessarily need a winch. And also the way we're kind of building them in the courses, I definitely think like They need to be built drivable, for sure. Like, yeah, it would be. They can still be challenging and come down to driver. But when you think about it, you're like, when you look at the actual winch support, it only supports a $400 or $400 winch. I'm not going to build a course and force people to put that in there if they want to compete. Now we could have the Winch you could start seeing up like a kind of like how they did the 24 scale down there. A mild, which is kind of like your stock, a little bit more than stock, and then your wild, where it's basically no limit. So something like that. But it was just so fun, and just especially with gates involved in choosing lines. You're used to looking at lines like you look at lines with these. But when you look at lines with the SCX6, like here may be your step from bottom to here. You're like, well, that's probably not happening with my little guy. The 6 doesn't care. It just goes over it. It's ridiculously amazing. Brett, my favorite foam for tires. Put the tire. I run anti-foams in just about everything. On my comp trucks. Halo foams have worked good for me in the past. Those are just some regular, just old-fashioned dual-stage foams in here, and in here. But I have custom 3D printed foam for my 2.2 tires, anti-foams in class 1. Really kind of depends on what you're doing for. If you're just trailing stuff, you don't need to go super crazy. If you're comping, that really kind of gets into it. Is it certain foams, like I like the 4.9 foam in my Tusks, but in other tires I like the 4.7 foams. Tire comes into a lot of play. He's gonna say anti-foams. I would say all foams. Well, some of us has got to be, even a broken clock's right twice a day. So, as I said, I haven't used all foams, but the side hill and the anti-foams is what sells me on them every time, and even in the 6. Especially in the 6, that was a key part in the event, was those anti-foams versus every other foam on the course. Every other foam on the course collapsed. The anti-foam did not. So the honcho up. Yes, it is a monster. Again, Futaba 4 PM or DX5 Pro. I've never used Futaba. I know it's a great radio. I do have a DX5 Pro, and I like the Pro. Definitely, Spectrum controller, GX5 Pro is the go-to for the Spectrum controller. It has all the features. The knob adjustability is nice, and the little thumb wheel here if you want to get fancy with 4-wheel steer. So, Spectrum controller, GX5 Pro. But I also know the Futaba is a very good controller. So, man, I just have all G14s everywhere. I've done 2 more. All right, Lucas. Well, thanks for tuning in. Have fun. Yeah, definitely send me some pictures on that, because we can converse on that and plot evil. Ethan, anti-foam single stage or dual? Depends on the tire. Really depends on the tire, and kind of what it is. Lighter trucks, you can pull off single stage foam. Heavier trucks, taller tires like the Tusks or the Vanquish tires, you're going to be looking at dual stage foams. Probably even the 4.9 dual stage foams. DX5 Pro it is. There you go. I need to find the other rod end for this still. Whew. Let's do. Yeah, I can get all that. That's great. Oh wow, it is 9:50 or 8:50. I'm going to have to hop off here to myself. Brett, so you're liking the Tusk more than the Voodoo KLRs? Yes, the Tusk is my, I would say it's my favorite tire that I ran. And the Tusk was everywhere at Crawlapalooza. Everywhere. From C1, C2, and even I'd actually not C3 because no one had any cut and shut. I'm getting a set of tusks cut and shut for C3. So that would be very exciting. And I will actually be very, very excited for those. But yes, the tusks, that they do it for me very, very well. I like them a ton, and mine are just starting to get in that nice broken area. So it's just they put in work. They put in tons of work. Actually, I have everything on list. So as soon as I see them in stock, I order them again just to have an extra set or two ready to rock and roll. Okay, RC, glad to see you back on Thursday night. Yes, I'm here for got everything rock and roll again. So, um, nice. Gary, Scott, yes, Scott did mine for the Hyrax, but for the tusks, one of the guys from Crawlpalooza, he is working on a set, and we're going to. I just said just make a second set because I need them. But anyway, everyone, thanks for tuning in. As always, much appreciated. But I didn't realize it was getting kind of late, and I've still got stuff to do here around the house and make sure the kiddo finishes up laundry. So, in the meantime, as always, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Hope everyone has a great one. Video wise, might be a down period for a little bit. I'll at least try to get continue on some Thursday live streams. But a few touch up things here and there. We'll be getting the trucks pointed back out. Get them ready for November, and then like I said, we're probably going to take a break on some build videos. Actually, I know we'll have a Reaper video, but a lot of stuff will change. And when these new rules come out here in October, then we'll get a lot. We'll have some good series and builds going then once those rules come out. So, Jen, thank you. Have a good one. So, I'm out, guys. Everyone, have a good one and crawl on.